What happens when a murder plot fails and the victim walks away unscathed while the mastermind drowns in their own guilt? In a twisted tale of betrayal and deception, the intended victim managed to escape a carefully orchestrated murder plot, while the conspirator who dreamt of a happier life met an untimely and tragic end. This shocking reversal of fate underscores how greed, guilt, and betrayal can have devastating consequences. Today, we explore the gripping story of Naveen Kumar, a plot so meticulously planned that it seemed destined to succeed. Yet, against all odds, the victim survived. This tale of betrayal and resilience reveals how love, trust, and ambition can twist into a shocking act of deceit, leaving everyone involved forever changed. Naveen Kumar was a man of modest means, but held grand dreams for his family. By day, he managed a small flour mill, tirelessly ensuring its operations ran smoothly. By night, he took to the city streets as a cab driver, working long hours to secure a brighter future for his two children. Naveen cherished his family deeply, envisioning a life where his hard work would provide his kids with a quality education and opportunities he never had. At home, things seemed idyllic on the surface. Naveen's love for his children was evident in the way he spent time with them. His relationship with his wife, Anupallavi, seemed typical on the surface, filled with the usual ups and downs of married life. Naveen Kumar and Anupallavi had been married for 8 years, and by all outward appearances, theirs was a loving and stable relationship. They lived with their two children, forming what seemed like a happy family unit. While Naveen poured his energy into building a secure life, Anupallavi worked diligently to maintain harmony in the house, balancing her responsibilities and focusing on raising their two children. She appeared to prioritize creating a stable and nurturing environment, ensuring their growth and well-being. Beneath the surface, her frustrations with their life and marriage festered, hidden behind the routine of daily family life. For Naveen, his family was everything, but he couldn't see the storm brewing within the walls of his own home, a storm that would soon threaten not only his dreams, but his very life. Anupallavi shared a deep bond with her mother, Amajama, often confiding in her about her thoughts, concerns, and daily life. Their relationship was one of trust and support, with her mother offering advice and guidance to help navigate life's challenges. Amajama's encouragement served as a constant source of strength for Anupallavi, shaping many of her decisions. On the evening of July 23rd, Naveen Kumar wrapped up his long day at the flour mill and set out for his cab duty as usual. Hours passed and the clock struck midnight, but there was no sign of him. The children, waiting eagerly for their father's return, eventually succumbed to sleep, their hopeful glances fading into quiet slumber. Anupallavi, pacing the room, appeared restless. Her heart raced as unanswered calls to his phone only deepened her unease. The silence of the night grew heavier, every tick of the clock fueling her anxiety. She stared out the window, searching the dark streets for any sign of him, but none came. It was as if the night itself had swallowed Naveen whole. Helpless and torn between fear and frustration, Anupallavi sat in the dimly lit living room, the weight of uncertainty pressing down on her like never before. The next morning, Anupallavi, overwhelmed with worry, reached out to her mother, Amajama, seeking comfort. Amajama reassured her, offering calm words of support and urging her to stay strong. Slightly relieved but still unsettled, Anupallavi began her search for answers. She contacted workers at the flour mill, hoping they might have seen or heard from Naveen, but they had no information. Days turned into an agonizing blur for Anupallavi as she grappled with Naveen's mysterious disappearance. Each night, she lay awake, torn between hope and dread, expecting him to walk through the door. Yet, she hesitated to seek help, convincing herself he must still be on cab duty, busy somewhere, and would return as usual. It wasn't until August 2nd, when Naveen's sister called, frantic for answers, that the reality of his absence could no longer be ignored. Alarmed by her sister-in-law's insistence, Anupallavi finally agreed to go to the nearby Pena police station and file a missing persons report. The delay, however, raised questions. Why had she waited nearly 10 days to alert authorities? Her explanation seemed simple. She thought Naveen would come back on his own. But the hesitation painted a strange picture. For a man who deeply loved his family, could there be more to this vanishing act? And why did Anupallavi seem so resigned? The Pena police listened to her account, but something about her calm demeanor didn't sit right. As they began their investigation, unease lingered in the air. This wasn't just a simple case of a missing man. It felt like the beginning of something far more sinister. With the Pena police actively searching for him, the unexpected happened on August 6th. Naveen Kumar returned and went to the police station. When questioned by the police about his disappearance, Naveen revealed a story so chilling and bizarre that it left everyone stunned. What he described wasn't just an absence. It was a harrowing tale of betrayal and survival that unraveled the darkest secrets of his own household. What had seemed like a straightforward search for a missing man had now turned into a deeply sinister investigation. Naveen's recounting of his terrifying ordeal left everyone on edge as he described the betrayal that had nearly cost him his life. On July 23rd, while on cab duty, Naveen unsuspectingly picked up two passengers, Harish and Nagaraj. What began as a routine trip soon spiraled into a nightmare. The men commandeered the car and directed him to Tamil Nadu, their intentions cloaked in a sinister silence. Naveen, unaware of their true purpose, tried to remain calm but was gripped by unease. As the hours passed, Harish, unable to keep up the facade, began to open up. "We were hired to kill you," he confessed, his voice tinged with guilt. Naveen's heart sank as the shocking revelation unfolded. Harish and Nagaraj had been paid rupees 90,000 up front with the promise of 1 lakhs, 10,000 more after they sent proof of his murder. Naveen was dumbfounded. Who could possibly want him dead? Harish hesitated before delivering the final blow of truth. It was his wife, Anupallavi, and her lover, Himavanth, who orchestrated the plot. The betrayal cut deeper than any blade could. Adding to the horror, Harish revealed that the initial payment had come from Anupallavi's own mother, who had bankrolled the gruesome scheme. Despite their orders, Harish admitted they couldn't go through with the killing. "You're a good man, Naveen," he said, his tone heavy with regret. "We can't do this." Instead, they hatched a bizarre plan. Harish contacted Mulligan and Cannon, two accomplices in Tamil Nadu, and together they conspired to fake Naveen's death. When they arrived, Naveen, still processing the betrayal, was roped into their grim charade. The group doused him in tomato ketchup, staging gruesome photos of his lifeless body to send to Anupallavi and Himavanth. The scene was surreal. Naveen lying still, pretending to be dead, while Mulligan and Cannon snapped photos, carefully angling the shots to make the act believable. That night, the tension eased as the group celebrated their macabre success with a party. Naveen, however, couldn't bring himself to relax. The betrayal of his wife and the chilling plot to end his life weighed heavily on him. Every laugh at the table reminded him of how close he had come to death and how his own home had harbored the architects of this nightmare. The staged photos were sent to Himavanth, and for the moment, the killers believed their gruesome task was complete. After listening to Naveen's shocking account, the police immediately launched an investigation and sought out Himavanth. However, upon reaching his home, they were met with a grim discovery. After receiving the staged photographs of Naveen Kumar's supposed murder, Himavanth was overcome with fear and guilt. The images, intended as proof of Naveen's death, shattered his composure. Unable to cope with the weight of his actions and the reality of what he and Anupallavi had plotted, Himavanth panicked. Consumed by his own guilt and dread of being caught, he tragically decided to take his own life, hanging himself in his home. This shocking turn of events added yet another dark twist to the chilling tale of betrayal and crime. As the gravity of the situation settled in, the police brought Anupallavi into the station for questioning. At first, she tried to deny everything, but the evidence, the staged photographs, and the unraveling story of Himavanth's death broke her down. The interrogation was long and intense, with the police pressing her for answers. With her back against the wall, Anupallavi finally confessed to the plot, revealing the deep betrayal. She explained that her mother had paid for the murder attempt and that she had plotted with Himavanth to rid herself of Naveen. The police arrested Anupallavi, her mother, and all those involved in the crime. But for Naveen, the pain of betrayal was far from over. He had known something was off, but never imagined his family would try to end his life. In a powerful moment, he told the police his main reason for waiting so long to return. "I wanted to make sure my children were safe before I came back," he said, his voice breaking. "They didn't deserve to be caught in the middle of this nightmare." His resolve to protect his children, even in the face of death, was what ultimately kept him alive and led to the unraveling of a crime that had nearly destroyed him. As the truth unfolded, a family's dark secrets were exposed, leading to a trail of betrayal, guilt, and irreversible consequences. Anupallavi's attempt to rid herself of her husband cost her more than she ever anticipated. With the plot foiled and her own confession, the law took its course, but the damage was done. In the end, it wasn't just the criminals who suffered. An entire family was torn apart, and the victim, Naveen, was left to pick up the pieces, protecting what mattered most: his children. Crime never pays, especially when it costs you everything. If you want to explore more intriguing narratives, mysteries, and tales of human resilience, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon to stay updated every time we post new content. Your support keeps us motivated to bring you the stories that matter. Love the content we create? Help us keep this channel alive and thriving by making a donation. Check out the donation link in the description to support our journey.